Let's examine an underground nuclear explosion. An explosion of that kind starts with uranium or plutonium fission, where the nucleus is shattered by a neutron particle into radioactive barium and radioactive strontium. The resulting dust cloud must contain these radioactive elements. After 9/11, dust samples were taken in many places in Manhattan out of the rubble of molten iron and molten rock, where persisting thermal hotspots showed up, as here in the infrared images. As uranium splits into two parts, we look at the ratio of barium and strontium, and we do find a perfect correlation. But the dust cloud of an underground atomic bomb explosion must contain other traces of radioactive elements like niobium, zirconium, and yttrium. It should be easy to find this so-called nuclear fingerprint. Radioactive barium has a known decay pattern. Radioactive strontium has a known decay pattern. The question is now, do we find this nuclear fingerprint in the 9/11 dust samples taken by the US Geological Survey only days after the event? Remember, the fingerprint reads niobium, zirconium, yttrium and strontium. In Google, we type USGS dust sample leach table 1. We hit the first entry, reading the number of the taken dust samples, and conveniently enough, the entire radioactive uranium fission decay chain is listed before our eyes. But there's more to be expected than just a dust cloud. In any case, there will remain a radioactive crater or a radioactive rockbed. The more the ground consists of earth or sand, the more the crater will look like a crater on the moon. In the case of a hard granite layers, we should expect a bed of formerly molten rock located directly under the towers, as discovered during the cleanup. The formation of caverns inside the rock matches with the findings of a Russian nuclear field experiment. As for the crater of the rockbed, it will remain radioactive and will emit, after a rainy day, a soft blue light known as Cherenkov radiation, which has the same wavelength as the tribute in light. A final note: water is an excellent radiation shield.
We know this worldview, the peddling of lies, that 9/11 was somehow a Jewish plot, or that the 7/7 London attacks were staged. The idea that Muslims are persecuted all over the world as a deliberate act of Western policy. The concept of an inevitable clash of civilizations.